So here we are at a bus stop in Queens, doing some work on a 1925 20 horsepower. We're attempting to adjust the clutch fingers because the clutch isn't releasing properly, and we don't want the clutch to start slipping before we do much more mileage in it. So we're going to show you how to adjust these fingers and to save this clutch burning out, which would be a huge benefit, obviously. So we've taken the floorboards and the carpet out just to give us better access. We've got our handbook open at the appropriate page so we can see what we need to do. So one important tip when you're adjusting the clutch is to put strings on all your tools. So we've got the 2 spanners for the locking nut and adjuster, and we've got a 20 thou feeler, all attached with multiple pieces of string, because if they fall down that hole, the only way of getting it back out again is by turning the car upside down and shaking it. So this is a tip from our friends at the Vintage Garage. Told us this is a must before you start operating, doing anything down that hole. So here's our working environment. We've got signs of neon on the running board. We've got our headlamp ready. We've got the nail varnish to mark the nuts. We've got all the spanners strung up on string, and it's not the most comfortable positions to work in, but it's make yourself as comfortable as you can, and then just gradually work your way through it. This isn't a job you want to rush. So we've improvised a locking mechanism on the pedal to make sure the pedal's still in the same position as it would be when the floorboards are in place. So we put a piece of wood across the metal plates that the floorboard locates into, clamped it down there, so that represents where the clutch pedal would be adjusted to normally. And then the idea of having adjusting the fingers to the 20th thou is to make sure we maintain the right amount of free movement at the top of the pedal, so that there's no loading on the clutch when you've released your foot from the pedal. So we're just adjusting the fingers here, and as you can see the lock nut and the adjuster there, and we put a blob of nail varnish on before we started. So you can see it's moved around about 1.5 flats just to tighten it up, and you can see the gap down the bottom there where you put your feeler gauge on the collar. That's the bit that needs to be 20 thousandths of an inch. So we carefully gapped it up and then very, very carefully tightened it up again, and then obviously retested the gap again. So once you've worked around all 4, we'll have another look at it and see if the gap's moved, because the collar can't move down evenly across the fingers. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we've completed it. So we've gone around once adjusting all the fingers, and of course as we released the tension on the collar, so we found we had to go around a second time to get all the gaps set up properly for the 20 thou across all the fingers. So now I think we're almost there. We're just going to go around another once just to make sure we've still got 20 thou on all the fingers. And we started getting a bit of we're getting some free movement in the pedal now as well, which is really what we want to try and achieve. So let's see how we get on with this second lap. Perfect, look at that. Sunday morning in Queens. We're at our place of worship, doing what we need to do.
Namaste.
To preserve our souls.